I'm recording this like 2 hours before Backlash starts. Was it the best match? But during that pay-per-view, Bayley and Sasha Banks defend their women tag team titles against the Iconics and Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Now, again, I have no idea who won that. Did they retain? Please say yes. I got the idea that we should do another tier list ranking all the best women tag teams or just maybe women duos in WWE. Let's try to hit 100 likes on this video, but let's go ahead and get started. So this is a tier list. I know some of these tag teams weren't around when the tag team titles were invented. Yeah, okay. But if they were, they probably would have been competing for them, so I count them. Yeah, Goddesses, Superstars, Sports Entertaining, Bathroom Break, and that ain't it. Let's start off with the Bella Twins. I mean, honestly, bro, like, is there a question, bro? Goddesses. They're hands down the most well-known WWE duo ever. I'm not trying to sound like some Total Divas mark, but like, can you think of like any other women tag teams or just women stars that have made it as big as the Bellas? I don't think so. So yeah, they're Goddesses. I don't care what anyone else says. They deserve to be in the Hall of Fame too. If they're around when those belts were around, they'd be 5-time champs, easily. The Kabuki Warriors. Okay, so at first I thought that team was kind of dumb. I didn't know what to think of it, but then it became like really entertaining. So they're not superstar, but they are sports entertaining. They're like a high tier sports entertaining because like their run was pretty decent, a little forgettable, and up until like TLC when they defended against like Charlotte and Becky, like that was cool. I thought it was, at least. A lot of people give that match crap. I don't know why. I thought it was good. Then all of Asuka's like shenanigans and stuff were just funny to watch. So yeah, they're definitely sports entertaining. Divas of Doom. Okay, they try to make them more important than they really were. When they had the tables match, TLC 2010, right? It was 10 or was it 11? Whatever. It was cool. It was I guess like it was decent. And then like their WrestleMania 35 run, which wasn't like a run or anything, it was just like Beth showed up, but like one of them's in the Hall of Fame, and you know she's not gonna be around. And Natalia, they kind of just they use her like Cesaro, like a utility tool. Like, not really as a superstar, just as like a utility. Just for, here, go have a good match. I'm gonna put them as Bathroom Break, but I'm not hating on them. If they did this like maybe a year before they actually did back in 2010 or whatever, it would've been pretty dope. Lacey Evans and Naomi, that ain't it. Yeah, Naomi's been in a couple weird tag teams so far, and yeah, no. There's just like no correlation between the two. I know they only team like once or twice, but yeah, they're better separate than together, because together, what? Next we have Carmelo and Naomi again. This is Glomella. Because, right, I will put them as that ain't it, or they ain't it. I'm gonna put them as Bathroom Break, not in an insulting way, but I need to give them props, because they were a part of the first ever women's tag team elimination chambers. Like, I gotta give them props. And they are kind of thrown together, you know, like they're not really a tag team, you're just thrown together. So yeah, Bathroom Break. Lay Cool. Alright, gotta put Goddesses. They were like the first ever real women's tag team for this generation, I guess. What would it be, like Generation Z or something? Whatever. Like this is definitely hands down like the best women's tag team. For my childhood, at least. I don't know about you guys. They were the 2010 Iconics, but instead of winning tag titles, they're winning their version of the world title, the Divas and Women's Championship. I mean, they split the belt in half. You could always expect a solid segment out of them. Michelle McCool obviously was the better of the two in ring. Layla was like a really cool like yap dog to Michelle, like overlord boss. You feel? I think they complement each other perfectly. So they have to be Goddesses, right? Like they just have to be. Trish and Lita. Okay, so they're not really like a tag team. They didn't really tag too often. They weren't really booked as a team in WWE. This is more like their friendship outside the ring. That's really the tag team. I'll put them as sports entertaining just because of who they are, not what they did as a duo. Remember, we're talking about duos, not them as single stars, because single stars, obviously, they're top tier. The Riot Squad. I think they're before Glomella, just because they're still a legit team. I don't care how hard they want to push Liv Morgan and act like their former group was like a real, like a thing, but like they were treated as a joke. Like they just were. I mean, like it's great to see that, you know, they build some great friendships outside the ring. That's lovely. But as like a team, they never opposed any type of threat to anyone ever. Honestly, they had debuted them and like Ruby had just won the title straight up because of those two interfering. I feel like that would establish them a lot better. Yes, it also pushes Ruby to making her a more legit star that I feel like she really should be. Ruby is very underrated. It became like a group like they're protecting the title on Ruby and stuff. Like it would have been a little more entertaining. Like when they debuted, it just wasn't the right time to do any of that kind of stuff, just because like in the midst of like Charlotte feuds and, you know, well, just Charlotte, just a bunch of Charlotte feuds. If there was more of a spot for them, they would have been probably bigger dogs. But like when Charlotte is like the top dog, no one compares. We'll move to the next one. Hug and Boss Connection, or Boss and Hug Connection. The current women's tag team champions, right? They kept the belts, right? No? They kept them? Good. Well, they are the first women's tag team champions of the new tag team titles. I know they had some back in the day. You gotta put them at goddesses, right? I think like what they're doing on SmackDown, the whole like passive aggressive friendship is amazing. This is what they should have done years ago, but it's still perfect now. It's honestly the only reason I still watch SmackDown. I enjoy watching Raw more, but I will watch SmackDown for Sasha and Bayley and then maybe Styles and stuff, but that's whatever. But like Sasha and Bayley is the reason I watch SmackDown. I think some people probably put them more like superstar category, just because like I feel like the people that I have this in goddesses, right, are real trailblazers. But then when you think about it, these girls are actually trailblazers too. I mean, the amount of firsts that they have as individuals and combined is enough to put them in goddesses to me. Next, the Iconics. I think they're more entertaining than the Kabuki Warriors, so I want to put them superstar, but they also... Nah, screw it. They're going superstar. Okay, so their reign was worse than the Kabuki Warriors, but segment alone, I can assume merchandise, and then just like interaction on social media. I mean, like, these girls are just, they're killing it. Like, they just are. They took so much time off for whatever creative reason it was, and like, people were still talking about them. Like, they got some hardcore fans, and that's what keeps you over in the business, fam. So I gotta put them as superstar. They're great. All right, next, Tamina and Nia. You know, nah, I was gonna put them sports entertaining, but no. Like, nah, they're just boring. All right, like, I mean, Tamina's trying to do some new stuff on like social media or whatever. She has like a weird gimmick going on. That's good for her. But as a tag team, they were just boring. Funkadactyls, high sports entertaining. They weren't like a tag team. I'll put them even before Trish and Lita, because like they did a little bit more. They never like really wrestled too much as a tag team. They're more kind of like Bros' backup, obviously. But I feel like they still had a lot of great moments, and that's definitely a big highlight in Naomi's career. I mean, obviously what she's doing now of being like a women's a women's champion is much more significant. But this is like her big start, and you know, you gotta love to see it. Naomi kept herself a little calm and cool and collected while also being like super athletic, and then Cameron was like all the personality. Also, whenever I look at Cameron, I just keep thinking that Darren Bryan segment from Total Divas. Bro, this man really said chingle. Bro, he was a dad before he was a dad. Alright, let's go to the next. Jessamine Duke and Roderick Strong's wife, Maria Shafir, I forgot how to say her name. I want to see more out of them. Roderick's wife had a kid, right? And then is the other one injured? I don't know. I should put him as bathroom break just because like you haven't really seen too much out of him. But I really think they can actually be a really legit tag team. So like I'm gonna put them as sports entertaining, and I know we really haven't seen anything out of them, but they're gonna be low sports entertaining because the minute these two get back in the ring, they're really tagging, brother. I think they're gonna be really good, and they're also probably be the first NXT women to take those women tag team titles to the yellow brand. I think they're really entertaining. Trish and Lita, Mickey and Trish, definitely superstar. That was like one of the best feuds of Mickie James' career, and also Trish Stratus' career as well. So like, definitely superstar. Yeah, they're not a real tag team, but you know what? There's not too many women tag teams, so we're gonna have to just deal with it, okay? These two are great together. Their feud together was great. The little interactions and everything were just entertaining. There's always something you can go back and watch. Now the more modern day version of that would be Mickey and Alexa Bliss. Sports entertaining. I'm gonna put them at the highest version of sports entertaining. I think they can go past Kabuki Warriors. If those belts were a thing, they would have been champions. Also, I'm from Virginia, and Mickey's from Virginia, so like I hype up Mickie James a lot. Fire and Desire, only if they were a little more experienced before the tag team titles came to play, and they would have been champions, but obviously they're not going to now. Sports entertaining could have been superstars if they were just more experienced when they came up to the main roster, and if the tag titles were around. definitely would have been multi-time tag team champions. Alexa and Nikki, I still don't understand this pairing. Like, it works, but it also still bothers me. How like Cesaro and Sheamus didn't feel like they were supposed to be together, but they just work. They're very close to superstar. Like, I really want to put them as superstar. I'll put them as sports entertaining above Funkadactyls because, I mean, they did hold tag team titles 2 times. Their matches are always really solid. Like, the one at WrestleMania, in my opinion, was probably one of the best on the show. I feel like if Nikki was just a little more experienced on the main roster, obviously she's a very experienced wrestler in general, but she was more experienced on the main roster and in front of a crowd that knew her better, instead of just like her being up there for a little bit and then just showed up with Alexa, they would definitely be at a higher status. Like, they would be considered like one of the best women's tag team type deals. Okay, so final one. What Bayley and Sasha are doing right now is what I wanted for these two. You know, they gave it to the better horsewomen anyways. So it's actually Becky and Charlotte. Now, they only had one tag team match, one legit tag team title shot. I'm gonna put them as superstar because, like, if they had won those tag titles, it would have made like their feud going into like, let's say, Elimination Chamber type range. It would have made it really good. I know it's kind of bad to make a tag title kind of secondary to a feud, but if they had put the tag titles on these two, I think you could have gotten some good television out of it. I really think you could have. Yeah, guys, that's my tier list for all the WWE tag team women duos or tag teams in general. I'm gonna leave a link to this tier list down below so you guys can actually do your own version of this, and then go ahead and tweet to me at the MuscleManMal on Twitter. And I might be overhyping Mickie James too much, but she deserves it because she is so incredibly legendary. You know what? Screw it. Screw it. Screw it. Screw it. Yup.
We going up like 1,000. I'ma flex just like a MuscleManMalcolm. We going up like 1,000. I'ma flex just like a MuscleManMalcolm. When it just like 1, 2, 3. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. If you like the channel, this will squeeze.